Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Slide over some. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? As y'all can see, I got the Apple headphones in, using it as my mic. A lot of people have been complaining about the mic that I have. I guess it's time to get a new one. But what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It is a beautiful but already hot, a beautiful but already hot freaking morning. Beautiful but hot morning. Make sure y'all come on in and hit that like button. Make sure y'all come on in. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Y'all already seen the title, so y'all already know what we're about to get into. Oh man. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday to all of you who this is the last day of the week for you. If this is the last day of the week for you, go ahead and clap it up. You ninjas, go ahead and clap it up. Shouts out to you. Right, go ahead and tap into the chat. Unfortunately, this ends my day off streak. So my Mondays start on Saturdays. My Mondays start on Saturdays, unfortunately. And I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yep. So yeah, mine's a little off. I work a unorthodox schedule. Very unorthodox. Right? Gotta hit the gym. Ooh. Ooh. I stretched before I got on. Tyson, Tyson, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Just a beautiful, beautiful hot morning here in Texas, man. It's about to definitely get hotter. It's about to get a lot hotter. If y'all thought fall was on the way, too bad. Moy, what's going on? Tyson, why you asking stupid questions? Super chat, or get out the chat. Yeah, more. They notifying Ninja. They notifying me too, Ninja. Dan 22, what's going on? They notified me. They notified me too. Before before, I wasn't getting any notifications for my videos, but now I'm getting notifications. I'm getting notifications back to back on everything. But it's now because I'm hopping. They're pushing me. They pushing me through the algorithm again. They're pushing me through the algorithm again, and probably because I'm dropping everything. So Ninja, I'm dropping shorts back to back. I'm dropping live streams back to back. I'm back to making videos back to back. So you seeing videos drop, you seeing shorts drop, you're seeing live streams drop. Ninja, I'm over there on TikTok too. I'm over there on TikTok. I'm over there on Instagram too. Unfiltered Grind says my Monday starts Sundays. Well, that's better than having your Monday start on Saturday. Sunday is like a Monday anyway. Blake Bradley, what's going on? Sundays are like Mondays anyway, right? Sundays are like Mondays anyway. But yeah, man, YouTube is pushing me again. YouTube is pushing me out into the algorithm again, which is good news. That's what I want to see. That's what I like, right? Sometimes you got to push a little harder. You know, the big dogs are working, but you gotta, sometimes you gotta earn your stripes. You gotta earn your stripes, even when the big dogs they putting in the work. I'm a big dog too, so I gotta put in my work too. But yeah, Bear says I'm pushing hard right now. Yeah, this is not the time. This is not the time to be going soft on anything. We talked about this briefly. We talked about this briefly last night. We talked about this briefly last night. It is not the time to be going soft or not putting pedal to the metal. Right? As y'all can see, everything's screwed up. Nothing is going to get better. I'm telling you. Nothing is going to get better. Nothing is going to get easier. Right? Nothing is going to get easier at all. The economy is going to continue to tank. Right? First and foremost, there's only going to be two economies. There's going to be two economies. So for the most part, the bottom 80% of people, they're going to live in a tanked economy. Right? They're going to live in a tanked economy. As far as the rest of everybody else, right? The other 20% of people, they're going to live in a economy that is doing well. They're going to live in the five-star restaurant economy. They're going to live in the vacation 10 times a year economy. Right? There's going to be two separate economies. So now is not the time to be lighting up your load. Now is not the time to be giving up. Now is not the time to be just not investing into what you need to be invested in, investing into your craft, investing into, I don't know, crypto, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to, however you want to do it, flip it and twist it. Right now is not the time. Hansel Barber says, I've been running into people I haven't seen in 5 years, and it's crazy how bad some people fell off. Some of these people I never thought would fell off. Yep. 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 Ban this stupid ninja. Yep. You're gonna run across both men and women. It's crazy how many weirdos. It's crazy how many weirdos are in the world. This is why I don't feel bad for men anymore. Like dudes are literally weirdos. And dudes think it's funny. Dudes think it's cute. Dudes are just, y'all are disgusting. I see what the women be talking about. These dudes are just disgusting. I'm like, bruh, y'all are, who, I don't understand. I really don't get it. I don't understand the mindset. I don't understand the mindset behind this stuff. It's like who wastes their time like typing like some like weird Diddy ish. Like who wastes their time doing that? Like I don't get it, bro. But then everybody want to holler from the rooftops. Oh, men are not being utilized anymore. Men don't have any purpose anymore. Men are this. Men projected to be single and they don't have. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Blake said he's seen a 12-year-old girl smoking a cig. It's crazy. See that? Like most men, I do not care about. I don't give a damn about. Because here's the thing, before we dive into the meats and potatoes, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit the link pinned to the top of the chat as well. One-on-ones, you want your one-on-one? You want to talk to the kid? Hit that link in the pin to the top of the chat. Patreon is available. Locals, like I told y'all, we're going crazy. I'm dropping videos over there on the locals. Come this weekend, so y'all come prepared. Ninja, have your chicken bag right. Ninja, it just costs some beer money. That's all it costs. You wanna dive over there in the locals? Cost some beer money, Ninja. Cost some beer money. But I can't fathom getting on a live stream and typing in some loser mentality junk. This is why I don't feel bad for men in general anymore. This is why I don't care, right? I care for the ones who care about themselves. Let's put it like that. I care about the ones who care about themselves, right? Moy says they don't have beer money, right? I hope they have beer money. These ninjas walking around looking like Teletubbies. How they getting this big if they ain't? if they ain't eating or and drinking beer? How they getting this big? Most men would rather be single. That Paul verse about going without a wife if you can't find a good one is true stuff. These ninjas are not even, and these ninjas are not even the men of the Bible. They ain't laboring the earth, ninja. Ninja, they ain't laboring the earth. These ninjas won't. Bro, let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna give a few different perspectives, right? Or lines of thought. One, first and foremost, the weak are coddled. The weak are coddled, right? There is no accountability, right? Men wanna talk about accountability on women all day long, but there's no accountability for men. Most men are soft as pie. Most men are coddled. Many men have not been punched in the freaking mouth, right? Many men, right? Many men work corporate jobs. Many men exist in a workplace that doesn't really it's not a masculine environment. So you'll come across a lot of men who are passive aggressive. You'll come across a lot of men who are weak. You'll come across a lot of men who have no backbone, but they can pretend to be tough. They can pretend to have a backbone in a workplace environment because they know there's not really consequences for being passive aggressive. They know that there's not many consequences for being a weak man, a weak man. Weak men are coddled in America. They're coddled. And you see what happens. You see what happens when you try to become a man of some kind of strength, right? Men of strength are ridiculed. Men of strength are ridiculed. And you know what? Unfiltered grind. Here's the thing too, right? Because I work blue collar. You said no lie. I'm kind of glad I do blue collar for now because I know these softer jobs make you soft. See, here's the thing, right? And it depends on the level of the type of company you work for. But what I've learned to experience, what I'm experiencing as well on my side is that a lot of the blue collar too. They may not be as soft, right? They may not be as soft, but many of the men in the blue collar too, passive aggressive, weak, right? It's the same thing. Said just leave me a comment on my post and let's get up and build hardcore and start transforming this reality into heaven on earth. Yep. Especially these old heads. Especially these old heads. These ninjas be so passive aggressive. These ninjas be so soft. These ninjas so backstabbing. They can't ready to backstab. They ready to backstab, right? Ready to talk behind your back. Ready to throw you up under the bus. Man, I've seen so much. Listen, it is what it is. The old head's out of touch. Yep. But let's go ahead and get down into the meats and potatoes of this topic right here. Of course, we got to start off with the creed of the outlier. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice. So they gossiped, mocked, tried to shrink me, right? But I didn't bend, I didn't fold, and I won't start now. I do not chase the approval of the herd, NPCs. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction, forced in pain and clarity. Every betrayal carved focus into my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non-negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this and I will win. Creed of the Outlier. Make sure y'all come on in and hit that like button. Armand said they too busy checking their 401k portfolio growth. And still not gonna have enough to retire. That's what's funny. And still not gonna have enough to retire. I know dudes who are sitting on what 1 point they're sitting on 1.5 mil, right? They're sitting on half a mil, but that's not enough, bro. You're gonna be living on minimum wage. If you retire at 50, 55, 60, 65, right? Let's just say you live another 20 years. But that's not gonna last. That's not gonna last a whole 20 years, especially with inflation and cost of living continue to rise. That's not gonna last that long, right? Then let you hit one emergency. Let your hip break or something. Let you fall and break your hip, right? Well, remember that little button commercial when they pushed it and it was like, I've fallen and I can't get up. I've fallen down and I can't get up. Yeah, Ninja gonna fall, can't get up. You got to get a whole hip replacement surgery. Ninja, that's 30 bands right there. That's 50,000 right there, down the drain. So really, what it takes to retire nowadays, most people won't retire, right? As you can see, you have some people who've retired. They've had to come back to work. They've had to come back to work. They work in the grocery store. They work at Wally World Ninja. They work at Kroger, HEB Ninja. It ain't no joke out here. But anyway, on to the meats and potatoes. Y'all already seen the title, so y'all already know what we're about to get into. Mic check, mic check, mic check, 1 2 1 2, right? So listen, man. Once again, we got to continue to reiterate these things for the guys in the back of the classroom, for the guys who don't understand what is going on around you, right? I have to continue to tell guys, listen, women are not after love. The majority are not after love. That fairy tale that was sold to them by Disney Channel, right? That fairy tale that was sold to them by Nickelodeon, right? That fairy tale that was sold to them by Pixar, Ninja, right? They've woken up. They're still delusional, but they've woken up to that reality. They've woken up to that not going to be the reality or even being realistic, right? They understand. They understand that they have to get where the bag is, right? They understand that they have to position themselves to be where the bag is. Let's get the likes up, right? So you have a lot of women now, they care nothing about love, right? They care nothing about you ninjas' hearts, right? But a lot of y'all still fall for the okey doke because it really doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much to manipulate a man, right? And it for sure doesn't take much to manipulate a peasant man, right? A man who has nothing, a man that doesn't feel, yeah, look, let's put this in its totality, right? Right? There's a lot of men today who don't feel seen. There's a lot of men who don't get any validation, right? There's a lot of men who don't feel heard. There's a lot of men who want to be touched. They want to be, Ninja. Some ninjas ain't been touched in God knows how long. Ninjas, bro, I was talking to this one dude at work, right? And he basically, I guess he has to be classified as an incel. This ninja, he's around 27 years old. 27 years old. He doesn't go out. He doesn't have any friends. right? He only goes to work and then go home and gets on a video game. He's only had one girlfriend, and that was it. That was his only girlfriend. They broke up. She just broke up with him, and he doesn't do anything else. He doesn't do anything else, right? And I asked him, I was like, "Dang, do you like girls?" You're like, "Yeah, I like girls." And I was like, "Well, why don't you go out sometimes?" Right? Why don't you just, experience the world sometimes? He just felt like it's not necessary. And mind you, he's not I gotta call a spade a spade. He's not the best looking. He's not in shape, right? He's out of shape. You can tell that his confidence is low. And more than likely, his confidence probably, right? His confidence probably fell from that relationship that didn't work out. So what he's done to cope is to keep himself inside, right? What he's done to cope is to let go of himself, right? And you have a lot of men just like him. Come on, he's 26, 27, right? And then if you was on a live stream last night, we showed a video of a doctor saying how now you have guys who are entering into their 30s, still staying with mom and pop, no girlfriend, no wife, no family, barely scraping by, barely have a career, right? So you have a large portion of guys like they're not getting anything, right? So guess what? All it takes for a woman to be like, oh my God, put a finger on these ninjas and they fall out. Men are in desperation mode. Men are in desperation mode, and this is why more this is why a lot of men don't see what's actually going on. Because you got a lot of men who are not even in the mix, not even being paid attention to in the first place. They're not even being paid attention to in the first place, right? The majority of men are not even being paid attention to in the first place. And then you have another portion of men who are just absolutely desperate. So they can't see the seduction, right? Because their programming are in the old legacy programming. Ninja, they operating on a Windows. What was that old Windows 96, Ninja. They still operating on a Windows 96, bro. Bro, we own to Apple, Ninja. We own to Surface Pro, Ninja. Windows XP, Ninja still operating on Windows XP, right? So they're still thinking ultimate desire, right? They still thinking fiery desire, right? They're still thinking open up doors and flowers and all of that shit, right? They're still thinking, oh, if I just talk nice, right? If I be the nice guy. A lot of men today, their default setting is to be nice. And not saying that not being nice doesn't mean being an asshole, right? But a lot of guys' default is to being a nice guy. And that automatically shuts women off in the first place. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you. Y'all supposed to got this lesson a long time ago. But coming off as the nice guy, coming off as you laying down the red carpet for this beach, right? You laying down the red carpet for her without her having to earn nothing, just because you desperately want that. You want to show her. Basically, you are trying to up her value, right? While she gives you nothing. A lot of men do this. You're laying down the red carpet. You're buying her flowers. You're trying to be the nice guy, right? There's only one reason why women like nice guys, right? And that is for you to be there after they've been ran through. That is for you to be there after they've been through man after man. That is for you to be there after they've been through heartbreaks, then got the schlong up to the esophagus, down the esophagus, right? Right? So after they've been damaged, after they've been beat up, after they've been with Pookie, Ninja, after they've been with Tyler, right? After they've been broken, had to go through therapy, counseling, the psych ward, Ninja. After all of that, then that's when they want to come back to your gump ass because they know that you're going to always be there. You always wanted to save her. You always wanted to save her. I had a and from and I've had to deal with this exact situation as well. So this is why I can speak from this, right? I can speak from that perspective because I've been in those shoes before, right? So let me take you back. Let me take you back to high school. Let me take you back to high school. My best friend, well, my ex best friend, ex girlfriend, and ex best friend, right? So she was one of the more popular. She was one of the more popular girls in the school, right? You know, she was nice. She was a nice petite. Every guy wanted her. You know, just cute, whatever, right? Most of the guys wanted her. She was very popular, and I was just cool and laid back. Me and her, you know, ended up being best friends, had classes together and stuff like that. You know, when you seen her, you seen me, and we were just friends, right? Yep. So, you know, like a guy in the friend zone, of course, I had a crush on her. Of course, you know, I wanted her because she was popular, she was pretty, and all of that stuff. I've been her best friend for years, right, throughout high school, even up to college, right? And I've seen her. She had boyfriend after boyfriend. She would talk to me, Ninja. She would talk to me about the boyfriend. She would tell me, Ninja, unwarranted, Ninja, who had the sclons, pause no diddy, and who had the shrimps, pause no diddy, right? I would hear about all of that stuff. I would hear about the times that she got, you know, burnt, had to go to the clinics and all of that stuff. I heard all of it. This is why I have a completely different perspective because I was that guy on the other end of the fence, right? Hearing all the stories and all of that stuff, right? So, like I said, we were best friends, right? But you know, eventually, you know, she started to, you know, kind of like me, and you know, people can kind of see it, but she would brush it off because I was cool. I wasn't a cool kid, right? But I was laid back and chill. Like I wasn't like popular in school. I was just like, oh yeah, that's Rod over there. Yeah. I wasn't like, you know, out and about, out with the crowd or anything like that. So y'all know how even in school with the social dynamics, right? It's cooler for the popular girl, the popular pretty girl is supposed to get with the popular handsome guys, right? Not saying that I wasn't handsome. I ain't look like how I look now, Ninja. I ain't look how I look now. Okay. But, you know, the pretty girl's supposed to get with the handsome guys, and I wasn't popular, and I wasn't all that back then, right? So she would always push me off, and when people would say, hey, you know, oh, you and Gerard look like y'all going strong over there, she would brush it off like, ew, no, like, no. No, not him. We just friends. No, we just friends. And if y'all ever been in these if y'all ever been in these shoes, y'all know how much that broke your heart when the girl that you, when the girl that you had a crush on, and they would be like, "Oh, y'all dating?" It was like, "Ew, hell no, ninja, this ninja, this ninja, heck no. Look at this ninja. No, we just friends, ninja. We just friends, right?" But she would always brush me off, always brush me off, right? But because I was in lack mode, I still wanted her. I still wanted her because this would be one of at that time this would be one of the prettier girls that I could get, right? But push come to shove, right? We ended up dating. We ended up going to prom. We ended up going to senior prom together, right? We ended up doing all of that, banging it out or whatever, all of that stuff, right? And we dated for like a few months. We dated for like a few months, and then she went on to Vegas, you know, to go to college, and I stayed back in my home state at the time, Georgia, right? And you know, we would talk while she was at college and all of that stuff, right? And she used to literally try to hold me. She used to try to hold me, and when I say hold me out, means like basically use me as a gump, right? She would basically try to use me as a gump. So she would FaceTime me while she was with her roommates, and she would like talk crazy, like, yeah, send me $20, right? Send me $40, right? Do this, do that. And eventually I started to catch on. And I'm like, oh, she's like basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Right? I'm her simp, basically. I'm the gump in this situation. I'm the gump in this situation. Right? She's using me like one of those guys. And I wasn't putting my foot down. I wasn't doing this. This is an entire period of lack, right? Entire period of lack. She's one of the prettier ones, and then women can tell. Women can tell when you put them on a pedestal. I pedestalized her throughout our high school, situation, right? Just absolutely put her on a pedestal. And when you put these women on a pedestal, they're gonna treat you like you put them on a pedestal, which means they're gonna stomp on your neck, right? They're gonna stomp on your neck. They're gonna stomp on your esophagus, ninja. They're gonna do all of that, right? And eventually, I ended up having to cut off. And let me tell this quick story real quick. Let me tell this quick story. I ended up bringing her to. This is when I was in school. I ended up bringing her. This is when I finally come into the realization. And you gotta treat them like some whores, right? So I ended up bringing her to campus. It was my first year, freshman year. I started that summer, right? It was my freshman year, right? And I was I was seeing this other chick, right? This chick that stayed in the same dorm as me, right? We would just be, messing around here and there, right? I didn't even tell her that we was together, right? So she was in town. She was in town, and I brought her to the dorm. I brought her to the dorm, and I had some roommates and some buddy of mine. I was like, make sure this bitch don't get near my room, right? Make sure she don't get near my room. I got my little high school little thing coming through, and we about to do what it do. Man, listen, I had brought her to the dorms, and for some reason or somehow, somebody had told her that, yeah, I seen him walking with some girl back to the dorms. I seen him walking with some girl back to the dorms, man. I got my ex shorty was in a room, and I already had pulled down the panties and everything. I was like, yeah, I missed this punani right here. Man, I had pulled down the panties and everything. We in the room, butt booty naked, and then as soon as I pulled down the panties, I hear boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what in the world? Right? And it's only one way in, one way out. It's a dorm, so you got to go through the front door. So all like, boom, 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 boom. I know you in there. Boom, 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 boom. I know you in there. I'm like, bro, what in the world is going on? So I'm looking out the window. Oh my God, it's this chick. I'm like, bruh. Like, I know you. Boom, 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 boom. I know you got another bitch in there. I'm like, bro, mind you, me and this chick is not even together. We just be messing around, and she was kind of crazy anyway. But uh, the chick that I had brought in there, she was like, and she like all bougie and all of that stuff because I mean she was pretty, so it's like, she couldn't believe what was happening. She was like, Gerard, I know in the hell that you don't have no bitch banging on this door. I know you don't have me out here looking like this. She was like, I know you don't have me out here looking like this. This bitch banging on the door. She was like, bro, just take me. She was like, bro, just take me home. Call me. She was like, just call me my Uber. And I was like, I had to get the girl to back up from the door. I had to get her to back up from the door, damn near like yank her up like ninja, like because I wasn't gonna let her hit her or whatever. So the chick that I brought, She just walking, and the other girl, she yelling at me and yelling at her. She like, okay, so she was like, who? She was like, okay, so who is this bitch? She was like, who is this bitch? Yeah, you be all up in my room, you be all up in my dorm, telling me this and that, but you got you bringing you bringing another bitch in here, and the girl that I brought, my high school girl, she didn't say nothing. She wasn't trying to fight. Pretty girls don't be trying to fight. So she wasn't trying to fight or nothing. She was just walking. She was like, Gerard, you better not let this bitch hit me. I was like, I ain't gonna let her hit you, bro. And she just walking. And mind you, the girl that I brought, she laughing because she like, she can't believe, like, basically you gotta view it from her mindset. Basically I was the lame. I was the lame who ended up getting with the pretty popular girl in high school. So you got to put it in a perspective of her head. So I was the lame who got with the pretty popular girl in school. She was laughing, not because it was actually funny, but she was laughing because I can't believe that this motherfucker, he treated me like I'm some fucking one of these ugly, raggedy rats around here. And in my head, I'm like, shit, it is what it is. Shit, you was treating me like a gump. Yep, I got a couple little hoes around here. I ain't know she was gonna bang on the door and be trying to fight and all of that stuff. I didn't know that was gonna happen, right? But sometimes, man, life just happens. Jay, what's going on? This is just life, and men should always have options. Even a married man should have a mistress or concubine. Yep. So she was banging up, boom, 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 boom. Like that really, it really blew me too, cause I was like, cause I haven't had any in like a few months. I haven't had any in a few months. This is just a girl that I was just, chilling with, really. And those young girls in college, they got attachment issues and all of that stuff, right? But anyway, I ended up telling that story because once upon a time, Ninja, once upon a time I was a gump. Once upon a time I put women on the pedestal, right? Once upon a time I didn't have any options. And to be honest with you, the pretty girls, the pretty girls I treat the grimiest. Yep. The prettier the girl, the grimier you treat them. The grimier you treat them. Because the pretty ones, they're always on a high horse, right? Until they meet a ninja like me, who gonna throw them right in the mud with the rest of them hoes, right? Because you got to realize too, if you treat them like every other mediocre man treat them, right? They're gonna treat you like they treat all the other mediocre men, right? They're used to getting praised. They used to ninjas bowing down and kissing their feet and all of that stuff. They're used to that. They're used to it, right? And you can tell that they're used to it when you come across, bro, like many of these chicks, talk to them like they're regular. You got to realize that a lot of dudes out here, they treat these women like they're goddesses, ninja. They treat these women like they're goddesses, right? Like they're a gift to planet Earth itself, right? So when you come around and you treat her like you chill, you laid back, like, yeah, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping on you. Plenty of you. I've told chicks this plenty of times. I'm like, bro, it's like billions of you around here. It's billions of you from every culture, every ethnicity, every race. There's billions of you. There's no shortage. There is no shortage of beautiful women at all. No shortage at all. But see, in their mind, they thinking they're one of one. In their mind, they thinking they one of one. I'm like, baby, no. You got it all misconstrued. You got it all misconstrued. But yeah, nowadays everything is based on attention. So we're on the attention and experience paradigm, right? We're on a clout paradigm, right? We're on the social media paradigm, right? It makes no sense for women to go for love anymore, right? Do you still have women who are still trying to get a gump and sweep them off the marketplace? Of course, of course. But then even many of them, they have a long term game for that. Get kids out of you, right? Wait till you mess up so they can divorce you. Take half your shit, right? So there's still a long term plan even for that. But now we're child support money exactly. But now we're on to the attention metrics, clout points, social media points, right? They don't view it. They don't see it. They don't see the point in going out with the guy that can't give them the experience that they want. If you can't take them to Roof Chris so they can take pictures of their tomahawk ninja, they don't want to deal with you. They don't want to deal with you, right? If you can't take her to Turks and Caicos ninja so she can take pictures in her bikini, in that light blue water, she don't want to deal with you, right? She don't want to deal with you. If you can't take her to Miami, Skyami, right? Take pictures from the top floor so she can let all the chicks know who follow her that she's with a top of the line dude. Listen, they don't want you. Say, damn, not even a Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory been out of play, right? They don't ruin Cheesecake Factory. They ruined Cheesecake Factory. Yep. And what's funny is Cheesecake Factory used to be a place that you can go. Hell, at that price point, have y'all even been at Cheesecake Factory? Right? Cheesecake Factory, you can run up a tab at Cheesecake Factory. But Cheesecake Factory is now viewed as low tier, right? Me personally, I've never really liked Cheesecake Factory like that, but right, Cheesecake Factory is now low tier. So if you say that you're taking a chick to a Cheesecake Factory, she's gonna write you off automatically. Pfft, Cheesecake Factory, right? She'll take the food. She'll take the date. She'll take the date. But if you think anything else is about to happen after that, then you got another thing coming. Now you can take a rat. You could take a rat to Cheesecake Factory. You can take Bonquisha to Cheesecake Factory. Maybe she'll be satisfied. You can take a damn. You can take a torta. You can take a torta to Cheesecake Factory. Maybe she'll be satisfied, right? But we talking about ninja. When I'm talking, I'm usually just talking about quality women. Okay, so when you hear me talk about women, I'm talking about quality women. Now, if you like tortas and bonquishas and motherfuckers like that, now yeah, yeah. I mean, give Bonquisha, you can give Bonquisha a gram of weed, and you'll be all good. And tortas they happy with just a bag of hot Cheetos, ninja. Or if you want methany, you could take methany to dang on Burger King. She'll be cool. Pick her up in a pickup truck, ninja. Take her ass to Burger King. She'll be cool. I'm talking about quality women. I'm talking about quality women. Talked to a Dominican father last night who was 46 and he has two daughters, and we spoke about this exact thing. Yeah, yeah. You can't. Where, bro? These chicks they wanna take flights, and then don't like, and this doesn't necessarily mean that they even had these experiences, right? And which is the crazy thing. It doesn't mean that they even come from a prosperous family, a rich family, or a well-off family. It doesn't mean that they've had these experiences or even been flown out or at these places anyway, right? It doesn't, like, a lot of these women, some of them have never even had these experiences, right? But they know a friend who has, they know a cousin who have, right? I know a chick right now. Not only has she had a sugar daddy, right? She has two other friends who currently have sugar daddies right now. And when I tell you, like, you'll be surprised, bro. You'll be surprised at even do, but it's the spectrum is so off, right? It's hard to really say what's up and what's down because these chicks don't look like anything. Some of these chicks do not look like anything, and you have dudes out here who are still paying for it, right? Jay said these tortoises will eat anything, for sure. Moy says 95% of these females have never had these experiences or ever met a truly wealthy man, aka gentleman. Nope, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And listen, I still have a good ways to go. I've had plenty, bro. I've had plenty of chicks tell me they've never heard guys speak the way that I speak. They've never listen, they don't see that many in shape guys, good looking guys, right? Just a whole mixture, right? So I'm tall, good looking, in shape. I be walking around smelling good, right? Still young, right? When I talk with purpose, I talk with intention, right? I elaborate, you know, I use my words proficiently, right? I have the gift of gab, got the swagger, got the charisma, the riz, ninja, right? And then also you mix it in with that gentleman archetype, bro. They can't handle it, ninja. That's how low the bar is. Exactly. Unfiltered grind. You hit the nail right on the head. That's how low the bar is. But then that's why I keep referring to the men. You got to keep going back to the men because it's like, bro, if the bar is this low, then these ninjas are absolute trash. They're just the truth. They're just the truth. If this is the bar, then bro, the men are they're not dealing with many men. That's why they never seen the clean man. Yep, they'll tell you, dang, I've never seen like you smell so good, bro. One chick literally told me she was like, oh my god, like you wouldn't be like she was like the amount of men that I come across who stink, right? Because I'm always smelling good, always smelling good. You ain't gonna never catch me, even bro, even if I'm out in the sun, even if I just got done on a run, ninja, you still gonna smell that scent on me. You still gonna smell that good old scent on me, right? But you'll be surprised. They're like, you smell so good. You'll be surprised at how many guys I come across who absolutely stink, who smell like garbage, who smell like they haven't taken a shower in 2, 3 days. And I'm like, that's crazy. Do men really leave the house and not shower and brush their teeth? Bro, yes. Yes. When I see some of these ninjas open up their mouth, I'm like, what the bro, you need to go to the dentist. That don't I'm like, ninja, that don't look good. I'm looking. The first thing I notice, ninja, the first thing I notice is teeth. Teeth. Now you don't have to have the straightest teeth, but if your teeth like a dirty, right? You can see the plaque. You can see the plaque all through your teeth, ninja. You still got a chicken bone in the side of your teeth, ninja. Like you haven't, ninja. Yeah, you need to go see a dentist, ninja. You need to go see a dentist. Yeah, I've seen plenty of dirty teeth around, and I can't help but look every time they open their mouth like, ew, ninja, ew. I know ninjas who dip. Ninjas who be dipping still got tobacco all through their teeth. Like ninja, go and use your mouthwash. Look, full disclosure. When I was in the military, like I used to dip, right? I used to dip. This was way back in my younger 20s. I used to dip. I used to put the tobacco in my. I had a spit cup, ninja, right? But after I got done, see, here's the thing. This is what made me different. After I got done, I always made sure to use mouthwash and brush my teeth after. Ninja, imagine me walking around with tobacco all in between my teeth and all of that stuff. Even when I used to smoke, even when I used to smoke back in my teenage years, used to smoke, right? And let's say we were going to a party or something. Ninja, I would smoke my joint, right? smoke my joint, cause you know weed stanky. So I'm not the type that want the weed smell on me. So what I do after I get done smoking my joint, before we leave out or before we go anywhere, we could have went to the mall, we could have went to Six Flags. I'll smoke my joint before we left and went anywhere, right? I'll take my shower so the scent wouldn't be on me. Make sure I freshen up, brush my teeth, floss my teeth, gargle some mouthwash, and you'll never know. Even I'll use some what you call that, some red eye, right? Because my eyes used to get bright red when I used to smoke. So I use some red eye, clear my eyes up, and carry on, ninja, and carry on. But these ninjas, they be walking around smelling like weed, breath be stanky, be smelling like Black and Miles. I'm like, bro, you ninjas have no decorum. Ninjas want to walk around smelling like weed. I'm like, bro, we never used to do that back then. We never wanted to walk around smelling like weed. It was more fun. It was more fun when you came off regular. When you came off regular and nobody knew that you were high. That made the high even fun when nobody knew that you were high, right? TYNS. You said you're 17. You need to super chat. Go ahead and super chat. You want some advice? Super chat. You want some advice? Super chat. You want some real advice? Hit that link pinned to the top of the chat, ninja. Hit that link pinned to the top of the chat. You want some real advice? It's gonna cost you 100. It's gonna cost you 100 per hour. You ninjas gonna learn today. You can either super chat or hit that dang on link pinned to the top of the chat. You want some advice, ninja? Become a member, ninja. I understand that you 17, ninja. Shit, you need to be working. Yeah, I don't understand these ninjas nowadays. Moy, if you simply do this, and like I told you, I'm a people watcher, right? I'm a people watcher. If you simply just sit back and watch people, but only pay attention to men. Pause, no diddy. Just pay attention to the men. Pay attention to see what's going on, right? Pay attention to how many men from all backgrounds, all walks of life, who look like complete garbage. They come outside and they look like complete trash. Just pay attention. You would see that 9 out of 10, right? Oh, let's stop the show real quick. Let's stop the show. Here go this ninja right here. I work for myself and I make more than any job I can get. I wasn't looking to spend to for advice. I thought you were trying to help the community. See, these ninjas right here. These ninjas right here. See, I thought that you was just trying to help the community. I thought you were just trying to help the community. It is crazy. It is crazy the amount of men out here. It is insane the amount of men out here who think that they are supposed to get free advice, free anything, free help, right? I thought you was just trying to help the community. Ninja, I've been on here for 55 minutes. I've been on here for 55 minutes. It's amazing. It's amazing that so many men, you go to work. You go to work and you expect to be compensated for your work, right? You expect to be compensated for your hours at work. But Ninja want to come over here and talk about I thought you was just trying to help the community. Ninja, not for free. Not for free. Right? Yes, I do it because I want to do it. I do it because I want to do it. But basically it's almost like you entitled to some free advice. That's the kind of stuff that sickness is amongst the majority of men today. That sickness is amongst the majority of men today. Man, I thought you were just trying to help. Why you gotta sell the information? Ninja, because the information was sold to me. What you think? You think I'm gonna be the one to be like, yeah, I'm gonna just give out a bunch of free advice. Ninja, I give out enough knowledge just through these live streams. I give out enough awakenings just through these videos. I give out enough wisdom and enough experiences just through these videos. But Ninja, you want me to give you the whole cake and you don't have to do anything for it? Do you go to work? Do you go to work and expect to work for free? When you get hired, Ninja, do your employer just expect you to sit there on the sofa and they're just gonna pay you just to sit or what, Ninja? Or what? Or what? I appreciate that more. But I can't believe these ninjas expect free of talking about. I thought you were just trying to help the community. F you ninjas. You limp wristed, cheap ass, can't get right for nothing ass ninjas. Ninja, I had to grind my way out of certain shit, and nobody helped me. Much of this knowledge, people ain't teach me. I had to pay for this shit. I had to pay for books. I had to pay for courses. I had to go through. Better yet, I had to go through the experiences myself. I had to go through the trials and tribulations to actually learn it. Setback years, right? Made mistakes, had to learn from mistakes. But for some reason, I'm just supposed to get up on here and give you ninjas free advice. All the pain that I had to go through, all the turmoil that I had to go through, all the setbacks that I had to go through, right? All of that shit that I had to go through, Ninja, when I had to work freaking 3 jobs, Ninja, or better yet, Ninja, when I had to when the pandemic hit and I can no longer afford to put my daughter through daycare. I had to take my daughter out of daycare because I can no longer afford it, and she had to say goodbye to all of her little friends and everything, and all the administrators knew that I was taking her out because I couldn't no longer afford it. Ninja, what? Are you okay, Ninja? Are you okay? Is anybody in your head, Ninja? I appreciate the super chat more. Are you dumb or are you stupid, Ninja? Then he thought because he said he's 17 is just gonna make it any better. Ninja, so what that you 17? As a matter of fact, it's best that you learn this ish at 17. Ninja, pay up, Ninja. Pay up, Ninja. Ninja, when I'm booking my trips, where you think the money is coming from, Ninja? You think it's coming from just out of my ass, Ninja, out of the blue? Ninja, what you think? You think when I even this even the what you call that? The link pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure y'all hit that link pinned to the top of the chat. Patreon, locals, 101s. Make sure you hit that link pinned to the top of the chat. Even the link is not free, Ninja. I have to pay a subscription to keep the link alive, Ninja. I have to pay for the subscription. When I'm breaking up my videos, I have to pay for a subscription. When I'm chopping up my videos, editing my videos, Ninja, you think Ninja, I'm just doing it out of thin air, Ninja? No, Ninja, it costs to use these softwares. It costs to use these platforms. Right? Ninja, no, it costs to maintain this channel. It costs to maintain everything that I'm doing right now. But for some reason, I'm just supposed to give this ninja free advice. Oh man. But y'all want to keep wondering why men in the predicament that they in. Bro, this issue could simply be solved if men get on their P's and Q's and use other men who are in a better position or in a more knowledgeable position than them, use them to their advantage to get on to the next level. But these ninjas be out here skimping on the money. But so I bet if I was sitting here with some perky boobs, ninja. I bet if I was sitting here with if I was a chick and I was sitting here with some perky boobs, ninjas would be throwing tens and twenties and thirties at me. We know that for a fact. I bet if it was a OF, ninjas would be signing up for the OF as quick as Usain Bolt, ninja. Ninjas don't have no money until they see ass and titties. Ninjas ain't never got no money until they see ass and titties, ninja. Ninjas broke as a joke when it comes to real knowledge. Hey, hey, make sure you sign up for my course. I guarantee you're gonna up 2 levels, right? With this course. I'm gonna teach you everything you need to need. Oh man, maybe I don't know, maybe Christmas time, ninja. Maybe Christmas time I'll gather up some money or something, ninja. Maybe Christmas time I'll gather up some money, right? But as soon as some titties and ass get up here, ninja start calling around. Hey, bro, can I borrow $20? I give it back to you. Y'all need to sign up for something real quick. I'm gonna give it back to you next week. Then you be like, hey, mom, you have $50 real quick? I promise you I'll give it right back, mom. I promise you I'll give it right back. I just need to sign up for something real quick. I'm gonna give it to you right back when I get paid. I promise. I promise. Okay, you Apple Cashing it? Okay, cool. Soon as you see some ass and titties, but let it be time to invest in yourself, ninja. Let it be time to invest in yourself. Invest into your knowledge. Invest into your body. Right? Ninjas be skipping out. They skimp out. And this is why 2025 going into 2026 and beyond, there is no more sympathy for losers. Ninja, if you just so happen to see me on the street, ninja, if I get down and out, I don't want no sympathy, ninja. I don't want no sympathy, ninja, because I'm gonna climb myself out anyway. But from 2025 to 2026 and beyond, we have no more sympathy for losers. We have no more sympathy for men. All sympathy for men is going out the door 2025 and beyond. Going into 2026, there is no more sympathy for men. Manosphere is dead. Red pill is dead. All of this shit is dead. It is time to level up. No more sympathy for men. No more sympathy for you softies. No more sympathy for you losers. I don't give a damn if you stay in the basement. I don't care if you can't get married. I don't care if bitches cheating on you. I don't give a damn. No more sympathy for losers no more. I'm done. No more sympathy for men. I don't give a damn about the divorce courts. Ninja, I don't care about the child custody courts. Take all of that shit. Fuck it. Fuck it. I've lost sympathy for you ninjas. You cheap ninjas who don't want to invest in yourselves, ninja. You don't have to shop with me, ninja. It's just the mentality behind it that ninjas don't want to do good for themselves. Ninja, I ain't time you out. Moy is the moderator. So you can chop it up with Moy. But ninja, don't come over here and fix your raggedy mouth, ninja. Don't come over here and fix your raggedy mouth talking about some I just wanted to help the community. Ninja, this ain't no non-profit, ninja. This ain't no non-profit. This ain't a what's the tax code? This ain't no 503B, whatever the tax code is. This ain't no non-profit. Ninja, you essentially watching a YouTube for free, Ninja. You want some more advice, Ninja? Hit that link pinned to the top of the chat. Hit that stand store, Ninja. Sign up for the Patreon. Ninja, you want some real advice. You 17, go ahead and start brand new. Moy's paid Moy's paid all time. I can't even Ninja, I can't even calculate what Moy done paid. Moy has paid. I can't even lie on Moy. Moy done paid hundreds at this point. Shouts out to Moy. Moy done really tapped in. Moy done really tapped in. These niggas about to go back and forth. We ain't about to go back and forth. We ain't about to go back and forth. Ninja. TYNS. It ain't no smoke. It ain't no smoke. Count it as a learning lesson. It ain't no smoke. More gonna get on top of your head. More gonna get on top of your head though. But it ain't no smoke. There's no smoke. Let's keep it level headed. But you gotta understand. You gotta understand the concept. You gotta understand the mentality behind it. That's all that I'm saying. You gotta understand the mentality behind it. Thinking that somebody just trying to help the community. Ninja, ain't nobody trying to help the community. I ain't trying to help no community, Ninja. I'm trying to help men. I'm trying to help men exceed. Men who match the same frequency, men who match the same head, right? Ninja, well, it ain't me, Ninja. It ain't me. Not for free. Not for free, Ninja. You said, well, some like to help the community. Name a creator. Name a creator right now that's helping the community for free. I'll wait. Name a creator. Hold on, boy. Name a creator. TYNS tens. Name a creator. Name a creator who's helping the community out for free. I'll wait. I'll wait. Because I don't know any creator bigger, especially bigger than me, who's out here doing it for free. Ninjas, you ninjas are not even, y'all can't even get in over there. Okay, he about to go look them up. You ninjas can't even get in over there. Do you know how much some of these ninjas coaching calls are? You ninjas will have to work. You ninjas will have to work for 3 months, 6 months, ninja, to be able to afford some of these guys' coaching calls. You can get in with me before the real explosion. You can get in. You can get in with me before the real explosion. Jake Ducey coaching call 5 grand. Blake Bradley said a solid 500. Y'all can get in with me before the real explosion. Then Ninja still gonna be complaining like, "Hey, big bro, can you bring down the price?" Like, nah, Ninja, f you. Hood Rich Credit, Ninja. I don't care about nobody who's named Hood Rich Credit. I don't care. This ninja came back and talking about Hood Rich Credit. Man, you going back over there to Hood Rich Credit, Dad? You going back over there to Hood Rich Credit? Ninja, they giving you the advice they want to give you. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and look it up. Hood Rich Credit. I know this ninja was on some bullshit. I knew he was on some bullshit. He came back and said Hood Rich Credit. I guess that's the community that he was talking about. That's the community he was talking about. Ninja, I definitely ain't trying to help that community. Ninja. Hood Rich Credit. Let's see. 243K. How your credit needs to be looking before funding. Okay, sound like a bunch of scam shit to me, right? I know a bunch of these ninjas. Oh, look at there. Oh, look at there. How about a link? How about a link? Right? Credit consultation links below for services. So you're not even ninja. You're not even getting the real game. First and foremost. See, I hate these ninjas. See, you want to come over here talking about some. Oh, he giving out free game. He giving out free game. This ninja ain't giving out free game. First of all, these ninjas probably giving out old methods. If you want to keep it on the street level, if you want to let me take it down and meet you where you at, ninja. How about that, ninja? If you want to keep it on the street level, they giving out old methods. They put the old methods on YouTube. The real game, you're not gonna get unless you pay, ninja. You're not going to get the real game unless you pay. Need funding? Get up to 250K. Free beginner credit course. Just need credit repair. Schedule a free consultation, ninja. That's just a consultation, ninja. You gotta pay for everything else, right? Hood Rich mentorship. So he has a whole mentorship. He has a whole mentorship that you have to join, and it is not for free. Let's hit join now. Right? Oh, look at that. How much does that cost? How much does that cost? Oh, Lordy. 697 flipping dollars. 600 for his mentorship. It's going to cost you 697 flipping dollars. But this ninja just came over here and just tried to get on me talking about some. I thought you was just trying to help the community. And this ninja, he's charging $697 for his mentorship. My coaching call is $100. You see how these ninjas be? Truth be told, most black people and Latinos have a peasant mentality. Absolutely. And I don't care nothing for it. I don't care nothing for it. You talking about help the community, ninja? Not my community, ninja. I don't know them ninjas over. I don't know them ninjas, ninja. I don't know them guys over there, right? I connect with like-minded people. I connect with like-minded individuals. Don't care about color nor creed, ninja. But if you want to associate with Hood Rich Pablo, you want to associate with Hood Rich Pablo 1 and them, ninja, be my guest. Be my guest. Be my guest. Ninja, updated business credit sauce. Make your first 100K fast. There's no such thing as making your first 100K fast without scamming. I'm sorry. Bro, a lot of these dudes are scammers. A lot of these dudes are scammers. And they probably do some kind of scheme, some kind of pyramid scheme where they bring people on and they continue to make money. The more people that gets brought on, the little pyramid scheme, bro. This look like I wouldn't trust. I'm sorry, I wouldn't trust a ninja with my credit. That's called Hood Rich credit. Yeah, he getting ninja said he getting advice from a gangbanger Pablo and Hood Tyrone. Ninja, okay, ninja, all right. If this the route that you want to go, ninja, tap in. Tap. As a matter of fact, TYNS, just send me an email, bro. Send me an email, and we'll talk. We'll talk about it. If you're really serious, send me an email. Tell me you tell me exactly. You tell me exactly where your problem point is. Tell me exactly where your pressure points are. Tell me exactly what you're looking to do. Right? I'm not a credit guru. I'm not a credit guru. So if you're looking to fix your credit, ninja, that ain't me. I don't know nothing about no fixing no credit. No, just email me. Email me. Email me. You can hit I'll put it in chat. Can I put this in the chat? Let me see. I can't put it in this chat. Let me see. Can I? No, I can't do it on here. But you can hit the link in my bio, right? It's the after pill at gmail.com. Just email me. Theafterpill at gmail.com. If you can pinpoint your pressure points, pinpoint exactly where you're trying to get, pinpoint exactly where it is that you're trying to be, put that all in the email. Then I can relay back what exactly I can do. And then if that's something that you can do, cool. If that's something that you don't feel like is valuable, cool. That's is what it is. I appreciate that, Moy. Appreciate that. But just send me an email and put all of that information in there. And then, if everything sounds good, right? If everything sounds good, then we can move forward with that call. But Ninja, I actually want to help, Ninja. I actually want to help. Give you real deal information. Real deal information, not scamming ass advice on credit. Not scamming methods, Ninja. Real advice. Real mentality changes that's going to help your set of principles, your character, your compass to be able to put you into position. Right? I can't believe this ninja sent me hood rich. This ninja sent me hood rich credit, ninja. Hood rich credit? You can't be serious. Learning credit the hood rich way. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. This ninja got in his bio said learning credit the hood rich way. Learning credit the hood rich way. I'm sorry, that sounds like a ninja scamming. All right, okay. Let's go ahead and squash that. Moy is the moderator. So yeah, he timed you out for what he felt like was some bull crap. Because we got dudes who come in here all the time on some bull crap. So I'll extend that apology on behalf of Moy. I'll extend that apology. But when you come in here already on some bull crap talking about you just thought that we was just helping the community over here. Nah, this ain't the local flea market, ninja. This ain't what's going on over here. I'd rather stagnate my growth. I'd rather my growth be stagnant and slower, right? Withholding good and valuable information for people who actually want it than just giving out shit. Oh, free shit, free shit, free shit. This ain't gonna teach you nothing. It ain't gonna teach you nothing. Right? When you pay for things, that's how I know you serious. Last year, I was doing consultation calls too, but the prices were much lower. Ninja, I was doing like $25. I was doing $25 consultation calls. Ninja, there were people back to back. There were people back to back booking my consultation calls, but these people were not serious. Imagine the type of clientele you get just when the prices are just at $25, right? You start getting all different people. They want to talk about bull crap. They want to talk about stuff that don't matter. They want to talk about things that's not going to get them ahead. You got people who are just on here just babbling and stuff like that. That's what I was getting last year when I was doing it. And I ended up cutting it off. I ended up cutting off line. I was getting too many people that wasn't serious. I'm not about to do it. But now that the prices are up, and you got Ninja complaining like, oh, Ninja, the coaching call is $100, Ninja. Yeah, the coaching call is $100, Ninja. I don't care if I don't ever get a coaching call, Ninja. I don't care if I don't ever get a coaching call in this phase, because guess what? I'm going to get the people who are serious, right? I only want to deal with people who are serious. I don't want to deal with anybody else. Exactly. You pay $100 for a coaching call, but you're paying for advice and reverse engineering. Exactly. Exactly. But anyway, I've been ranting long enough. Let's go ahead and get off this. I'm going to end this off with the creed of the outlier. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice, right? So they gossiped, mocked, tried to shrink me, but I didn't bend and I didn't fold, and I won't start now. I do not chase the approval of the herd. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction forged in pain and clarity. Every betrayal carved focus into my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non-negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this, and I will win. Shouts to everybody that tuned in. Shouts out to Moy. Even shouts out to TYNS, Ninja. You better send me that email. Send me the email or don't send me the email, Ninja. Right? Shouts out to Blake. Shouts out to everybody that tuned in. Right? Shouts out to Unfiltered Grind. Shouts out to all of y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.